Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome replay viewers. Hi, Catherine. How are you? The time is 5:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we are at the Westhampton Railroad Station of the Long Island Railroad to witness the arrival of the second week's Cannonball from New York City. Yes, I'm doing the Cannonball here. Lucky dog. And I was here last week. I tried a live broadcast, but unfortunately I had some operator error issues and it did not go out as a live stream, but we were able to record it on my iPhone and then post it up on YouTube later in the evening. So this is the second week of Cannonball running for 2022 season. Last year they ran an abbreviated Cannonball. They were running it with 10 cars. This year it's a full-up Cannonball with the 12 passenger cars, although I don't know that they had the reserve seating. Purple Martins are doing quite well, thanks for asking. Both houses are pretty much full. I'll have to get down there and do a video for you and for others of Purple Martin action. It should start to pick up a little bit as the baby Martins come of age and start to fledge out of the nest. Right now it's what we call the quiet zone for Purple Martin development because the females are inside incubating eggs, and if we have any hatchlings, then they're still very small size. But in another few weeks we should see the baby birds appearing at the openings to the gourds and the houses. Yeah, do that. Look for last week's broadcast. I did, from the camera, I just did the raw footage up of what I thought was a live broadcast. And then I did a couple of minor editing points, and I put a second version of it up on the YouTube channel. The one without the red dot is the edited version, where it gives the title of the train coming in and everything. But they're pretty much the same. Was a big crowd here last week for Memorial Day weekend. Here we see parking lot starting to fill up. Here, as you can see, we're at Westhampton. The train should be here in about 10 minutes, so we have a little time to kill. Oh, wait a minute. I hear a horn. Is he running early tonight? That may be the horn of the train coming through Spionk Station, but that means it's only about 6 or 7 minutes away. Well, good evening. Welcome to you. Welcome to Westhampton, Long Island, New York. We're about 72, 74 miles east of New York City, and we're awaiting the arrival of the Long Island Railroad train 2798, the Cannonball, which is a summertime Friday night express from Penn Station to the Hamptons. And I can hear the train horn off in the distance already, so it means he should be operating on time tonight. Yeah, there's a crossing just east of the Spionk station. Well, there's two crossings there. There's another one once they get into Westhampton, and then there's the South Country Road crossing, which is like a mile and a half to the west of here. That's usually where we hear the horn, and the train comes around the curve in the track up there, and you spot the headlights. So for those of you who are watching, and maybe this is your first experience with Cannonball, this train runs on Friday evenings from New York City, from Penn Station to the east end of Long Island. It runs express from Penn Station in Manhattan through the East River tunnels, and it passes through Jamaica Station without stopping, and it runs here. The first stop is at Westhampton. It's about a 94-minute trip, some 75 miles. And after Westhampton, this train will then make stops at Southampton, Bridgehampton, Easthampton, and finally arriving at Montauk. It's a very crowded train. As I say, there's 12 Kawasaki C3 bi-level passenger cars powered by two EMD DM30 AC locomotives. In other words, dual mode locomotives, which allow the engines to operate as electrical engines on the third rail power through the East River tunnels. And then once they clear the East River tunnels, get into Queens, they switch the train over to diesel electric power, and then it runs as diesel electric locomotives the rest of the journey. You did see Montauk Station. Yeah, that's how many miles out, as they say by the mileposts? 92 or something like that. So this is the longest running Long Island Railroad train. Actually the second longest, because on Friday nights they also run a train that normally stops at Spionk, also goes all the way to Montauk for the summer. Another interesting fact about this train is it's the longest non-Amtrak passenger train in the United States. Of all the commuter railroads, this is the longest passenger train with 12 bi-level cars and twin diesel engines. Actually, the only longer train is the Amtrak train that carries the auto train from Virginia to Florida and back. All right, there's our horn again. We'll see which locomotives are powering the train tonight. And we'll see how big the crowd is for this weekend. The train, there are 12 passenger cars, 12 Kawasaki C3 bi-level passenger cars, plus the two locomotives, so 14 units. And I have the headlights in view. I'm not going to fool around with zoom or anything like that, because I don't want to jeopardize the losing the video here, since we worked so hard to get it from last week. There are times on the south shore of Nassau County when this train passes through Nassau County on the Babylon line that he can be doing 80 miles an hour. And once they get east of Babylon in diesel territory on the straightaways, they are allowed to take it up to 65 miles an hour. And of course, any of the curves, they're speed restricted. He's slowing down now to approach the station here. And they will do what they call a double stop because there are more cars than there is platform length. This platform is 8 car length. They will stop the train, open up the forward end of the train, let the people out, and then they'll move it forward and open up the rear cars. 5:08 tonight. On time tonight, so that's good. Let's spin around here and watch what happens. Okay, once again they're doing what we call a 6 and 6 split. In other words, they're opening up the first 6 passenger cars, allowing the people to get off in the first half of the train. And then once that's taken care of, they will close those doors and they will move the train forward so that the rear 6 passenger cars can platform. And they'll open those up and allow folks out. That's not a silly question, Kathleen. These C3s, approximately 160 people per car, which is pretty, well, a little more than the electric single level trains they use right on the electric branches. If you did a Google search, it'll tell you the capacities of these cars. It varies as to whether it's the car that has the restroom in it or not. That would have a couple of less seats. And if it's 514, hey. All right, so 514 and trail. Yeah, so on average about maybe 150, 160 seats per car, plus standing room. Notice the Cannonball logo that's attached to the both engines, the rear engine and the lead engine. This is definitely a much smaller crowd here getting off at Westhampton tonight than that was a quick stop tonight. This parking lot was packed last Friday night. All right, he was early. He was a couple of minutes early because he's departing the station at 5:41. We'll hang out up here for a few minutes because I can't get out of the parking lot now until the parking lot is pretty much clear. And so I thank you for joining me again tonight. We'll see if they clear out of here and then we'll be on our way home to Centimoriches. Last Friday it was probably twice as many people last Friday night for the holiday weekend. And I'm sure 4th of July will be the next crowded weekend. So this train is now on its way to making a stop at Southampton. It skips Hampton Bays and Amagansett. So Southampton, Bridgehampton, Easthampton, and then Montauk. Well, I thank everybody for joining me tonight here at Westhampton. I hope you enjoyed this week's Cannonball. And I'm glad we were able to get a video out tonight that worked. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to sign off now, and maybe we'll do this again next week. We'll see how the weather is and how things go, but I will guarantee you that we will be here for the 4th of July weekend. That will be a very, very hectic weekend for the Cannonball. All right, take care, everybody.